Hey everyone, Stephen here, and today I thought I'd give you the 5 tips of how to be a professional magician. So if that sounds interesting, just keep watching. So what is a professional magician? So for me, I don't think a professional magician is how much work you do, how much money you earn, if you've got a day job, stuff like that. I think that a professional magician would be how you conduct yourself. How you interact with the audience, how you interact with the client. The way you look, the way you speak to people, and your market material are all a combination of how you can be a professional. So I'm going to give you 5 tips on how to be professional and combine it with a little vlog. So today is the 30th of June and I'm off to do another wedding show. And now I'm going to go and prepare myself. I'm going to go wash. This is something I do before every single gig, is I always have a shower in the morning. And that brings me to point number 1, look presentable. So obviously I'm not going to turn up to a gig with a Nick Gage MDK t-shirt on. But when I do arrive, I'm going to look my best. I'm going to make sure I'm clean, make sure I smell good. That's one thing that can help you be professional, the way you walk in, the way you smell, the way you look. So always make sure that when you arrive at a gig that you are clean, you have a pressed suit, you have a clean shirt. Always make sure your car is clean, because when you arrive in the car park, someone might see you, and that's a great first impression if it's a nice clean car. So yeah, always make sure you're clean, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go have a little wash, get ready, and then I'm going to come back. I think I'm going to grab some paperwork. I've got a couple of emails that came in the middle of the night, so I'm going to catch up on them and do some wedding fair prep. So I'm going to go in the shower. You can't join me, unfortunately, but I'll see you soon.
A few moments later.
And that's my paperwork now done. So I've got one last email to look at, and really it brings me to my second point. My second tip would be to always know your brand. Knowing your brand can be really good and make you look like a professional, because all your business cards are consistent, all your print media is consistent, all your website, everything is exactly the same, so people then know exactly what they're getting. The last email I received was from my graphic designer, and he's basically designed a new banner for my wedding fair. And I think this is going to be the banner that I'll use kind of going forward. It is more focused on hosting, and that's kind of the route that I'm going down at the moment with my brand, where I'm hosting more weddings rather than just doing close-up. So I think it's important that you know your brand and you know exactly what your product is and who your target audience is. That's now 10 o'clock, so I'm going to head out to the car. The good thing is the car is all packed and all ready to go, which is good. So literally I can jump in the car and get there. Alright, so we're now ready to go. And the venue that I'm going to is called the Alona Hotel. Previously I did do a vlog from a wedding fair a couple of months ago here. Feel free to check that out up here. But it's about half hour, 45 minutes drive away, and I'm a little bit early, which is good. So my next tip would be to make sure that you always arrive very early. So always make sure you leave on time, make sure that you allow enough time for traffic, and that way you're not really going to arrive and be rushing about to get ready. Because I've still got to set my stand up, I've still got to get changed, I've still got to put my tricks in my pocket. So if I was doing all that under pressure, and when I start, my mindset might not be exactly where I need it to be. So by giving myself the extra time to get there, arrive, set up and hang around, takes away a lot of stress. So my next tip would be to make sure that you always arrive very early. So we have now arrived. We're here at the Alona Hotel. Parking is a little bit difficult here because basically there is the Scotland's biggest theme park, which is literally next door. And this is the car park that they use. So it's been a bit of a nightmare trying to park, but all good now. And my next tip would be to make sure that you have your gear in check. So always have a checklist, make sure that you know where everything is. I've got one for wedding fairs, which makes it a lot easier for me because I just tick things off as I pack them into the car. And it also, again, takes away a lot of the stress. Trying to eliminate as much stress as you can will allow you to do a better performance. Anyway, let's go inside.
The next day.
So it was the next day, so I'm catching up on some of the leads that I got, so I always try and take some information from people at the wedding shows, and then I follow up with them with a little email, just saying hi and giving them more information. But that could be a whole new video if you are interested in how I conduct myself at a wedding fair. Leave a comment down below, and if you're interested, I'll make a wee video about how I go about doing it. So this would lead into tip number 5, which would be always be willing to learn more. So wedding fairs can be a great learning experience, even for someone like myself who has done multiple over the years, because I'm always learning, I'm always evolving, and I think magicians and entertainers can always learn a little bit more, whether it is another trick, another joke, another bit of business, or just how to improve their own material that they currently do. I think magicians should always be looking to learn, because it will allow you to grow and develop your product and give your client more value for money. And there we go, that is this week's video. If you have enjoyed the video, make sure you give me a wee thumbs up, click the subscribe button, switch notification bell on, because every time I post a new video, you'll be notified. I'd love to hear your thoughts, so comment down below how you think a magician can be professional, and I'll see you in the next one.